I'm still not understanding the difference between operational and training. My understanding is fiscal year 2012, Homeland Security had 88 million rounds of ammunition that was used for training. 27 million rounds was for operations. Who can explain what the difference is?
I'll take the question, Mr. Chairman. Operational ammunition is ammunition that is loaded into magazines and maintained for ready for duty use should an officer be called on an assignment. That would be operational, to include ammunition that is expended if a situation.
So how many times, for instance, the Homeland Security last year have to actually shoot and fire a weapon?
In terms of on actual duty?
Yeah.
I can tell you what ICE had to do. I can't tell you the.
Go ahead. ICE, how many rounds?
ICE had 15 shooting incidents last year.
Less than 100 rounds?
Less than 100 rounds, yes, sir.
So what happens to, I don't understand what happens to these rounds. Again, as we've said, it doesn't expire. There's no expiration date.
No, sir. What happens is they then use that ammunition after a period of time as training ammunition. It gets rotated back in, it gets cycled back in with their training ammunition. So in other words, they have ammunition that they use, part of it that they use for operations, and that's the complement of ammunition that they're issued. And then when they go back to the range, they periodically rotate it so that they have fresh ammunition on hand.
Again, if you do the numbers and you do the math, let's look, for instance, at Customs and Border Patrol. We've got emails and web postings and stuff from the local people on the ground saying they're getting 0 rounds, 0, for training.
Can I speak to that?
Sure.
That is, it is not accurate. What's happened is that in recent days, there's been a change in the policy. It's not essentially not really a change in the policy. The policy permits the issuance of practice rounds, not training rounds, practice rounds that an individual officer can have and take with them to practice on their own time.
Why they tell me that that's not true. Social Security is using, I mean, they're going into very dangerous operations. They arrested over 500 people in very volatile types of situations. Yet Homeland Security is using about 1,000 more rounds per person than Social Security. Why is that?
I can't speak to what Social Security does, but I can speak to that in Homeland Security, our agents and officers are exposed to a variety of situations. And
so are they. The United States Army.
I understand, but they're exposed to a variety of situations, especially those agents that are on the border. They not only just have one weapon, they might have 3 weapons. And so for each of those weapons, they have a complement of ammunition that they have to.
They have to qualify quarterly. What does not make sense in the information you provide is to suggest that, for instance, Customs and Border Patrol used 14,550,803 million rounds for operational purposes when they're rarely firing their gun. When they need to fire the gun, we want to make sure they're highly trained, prepared, they've got all the ammunition they need, but it seems like it's just walking out the door. There doesn't seem to be the accountability because of the exorbitant usage here. There's no accountability for where this ammunition is going.
Sir, I can assure you that the ammunition is accounted for, and they have laws.
Where? We've been asking for this for a long time. And Dr. Nayak, how can you, are you telling me that the Associated Press, the USA Today, Investors Business Daily, and the briefer who came to our offices and shared the information, that you don't have the ability and you don't have a purchase order open to be able to purchase up to $1 billion+ rounds over the next 5 years?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
I'm telling you, that is not what the briefer came and told us. That is not what the documents say.
Then it wasn't accurate. I believe.
So what is the right amount?
I believe.
What is the amount?
Yeah, I believe, Mr. Chairman, the contract, there are several contracts for ammunition.
There's lots of different ammunition, lots of suppliers.
Yes.
What is the grand total of ammunition that you have the ability to purchase over the next 5 years?
So I appreciate the question. When we issue contracts and the types of contracts that we issue, so I'm going to get a little bit in the weeds.
I'm just looking for a number.
And the answer is a little complicated because
I know. I just want a number.
Well, I believe that what you're referring to is one contract that was awarded by FLETC
No,
for
I'm
$70
looking at the
million.
total contract. Look, Dr. Knight, we'll come back to
Some
this. My time's expired. I'm going to ask another question. I'm sure another member is going to follow up with you. So please try to get your act together on that. When people go to FLETC and they're actually there for training, and they're not a Homeland Security personnel, do they use ammunition provided by Homeland Security, or do they bring their own ammunition?
I'll answer that question. FLETC provides the ammunition, and it's billed back to the agency.
So they're not to bring their own. What do we charge for that?
I can't answer that.